You ever feel like your brain just isn't wired for learning a new language? What if I told you there's a secret, kind of ridiculous and totally science-backed way to hack your own memory? Okay, let's get right into it, because what you're about to see, well, it's going to seem a little weird at first. Okay, first up, the Spanish word for laugh is reír. Now I want you to picture this, a rear end, that's laughing. Yep, you heard me. All right, next we have to enjoy, which is gozar. And for this one, just imagine a bunch of ghosts having a huge party, just glowing with joy. And how about here, take it? In Spanish, that's toma. So picture yourself handing your mom your actual toe and saying, toma. Okay, so laughing butts, partying ghosts, handing your mom your toe? What is going on here? What does any of this have to do with learning Spanish? I know, it sounds completely absurd, but here's the thing. That absurdity, that's actually a superpower. It all comes down to something called a mnemonic device. It's a learning technique that works by linking new stuff you don't know to images and stories that are so weird, so vivid, they become pretty much impossible to forget. We're basically hijacking our brain's love for the bizarre to make learning stick. But how does this actually work? Let's peel back the curtain and get into the real science behind all this silliness. Because this isn't just some party trick, it's a full-on neurological workout. Okay, so check out what's happening inside your brain. When you just hear a word, you see one part light up. When you think about what it means, another area joins in. But, and this is the cool part, when you use a mnemonic, look at that. You get this huge boost in brain activation. You're not just learning a word, you're literally building a whole memory network around it. It all starts with the power of sound. You take a new word like vivir, which means to live, and you find something that sounds like in English, like bibir, bibir. And just like that, you've created multiple pathways to that memory. It's kind of like building two different roads to the same house. If one's got traffic, you just take the other one. Super easy to get there. All right, the next ingredient is powerful imagery. I want you to think of your hippocampus as your brain's own personal memory librarian. It's sitting there all day, filing away billions of memories. And honestly, most of them are pretty boring. But then, a crazy image comes across its desk, like ghosts enjoying a party. And bam, that librarian stamps it with a giant red important tag. And what's so wild is that your brain's visual cortex processes these imagined scenes like you're really seeing them. So the more exaggerated and unique that image is, the less likely you are to forget it. It stands out from the huge crowd of all your boring everyday memories. But wait, we can take this even further with action. Let's take the word limpiar, which means to clean. Don't just picture limping with a mop. I mean, actually stand up right now and do it. Physically mime that motion. When you do that, your body itself becomes part of the memory. There's a name for this. It's called embodied cognition. By getting your motor cortex and cerebellum involved, you're not just storing a fact anymore. You're actually learning a skill. That memory gets filed away with stuff like how to ride a bike. It's super deep in there and incredibly hard to forget. Okay, and now for maybe the most powerful ingredient of all, emotion. Your amygdala. Think of it like an emotional highlighter for your brain. When something is funny or shocking or just plain weird, the amygdala zaps that memory with a bright neon color, making it stand out from all the others. And this is exactly why those silly images we started with work so well. A laughing rear end for Raid isn't just some random picture, it's a funny one. And that humor gives the memory this emotional weight that practically guarantees you'll be able to recall it later. And finally, repetition is what brings it all home. The very first time you use one of these mnemonics, you're like a trailblazer, forging a new path in your brain. Every single time you recall it, that path gets wider, smoother, and way faster. After you've done it enough times, the trip from the word to the meaning becomes completely automatic. You don't even have to think about it. But here's the really cool part. This isn't just some clever hack for learning a language. What you're actually doing is giving your entire brain a really powerful workout. I mean, look at the difference here. On one side, you've got standard rote learning, flashcards over and over. It's passive, it only uses a tiny part of your brain, and you forget it so quickly. But on the other side, you have mnemonic learning. It's active, it's creative, it lights up your entire brain. The parts for hearing, seeing, moving, and feeling are all working together to build these super strong memories that really last. And the benefits go way, way beyond just vocabulary. You're actually improving your overall memory efficiency. You're training your brain to be more creative, to solve problems in new ways. And, because it's genuinely fun, it even reduces stress and gives you a nice little mood boost. So why should you care about any of this? Because you're not just learning Spanish words. You're literally strengthening the memory circuits you use for everything. You're building up what scientists call cognitive reserve, which is like a buffer that helps protect your brain as you get older. And maybe most importantly, you're proving to yourself that learning can actually be joyful. Okay, so now it's your turn. You've got the science, you've got the strategy. All that's left is for you to unlock your own memory's incredible potential. And listen, here is the most important rule of all. You have mnemonic license. What does that mean? It means you have official permission to be as weird, as shocking, and as ridiculous as you can possibly be. In fact, the more absurd your mental image is, the better you're going to remember it. So seriously, don't hold back. So let's just rethink this whole idea of studying. What if learning wasn't this constant struggle against forgetting? What if instead it was all about the act of creating memories? Memories so powerful, so vivid, and so completely strange that they become impossible to forget.